Welcome to PokerMoneyClips.com Texas Hold'em hand rankings. In this video we are going to examine what hands beat what. So we are going to start with the top hand in poker, which is known as the royal flush. An example of a royal flush would be the ace, king, queen, jack, and 10 of a specific suit. It can be spades, like this. It can be hearts. It can be diamonds. Or it can be clubs. The royal flush of spades is the best hand in poker and cannot be beat by anything else. Next up we have what's known as a straight flush, which would be 5 cards in a row in the same suit. The highest straight flush would be the royal flush. So the next highest would be the king, queen, jack, 10, and 9 of a specific suit. The lowest straight flush would be an ace, 2, 3, 4, and 5, also known as the wheel. Now we find ourselves on 4 of a kind, which would be an ace, an ace, an ace, and an ace, as well as 1 additional card. Or it could also be 4 kings, 4 queens, 4 jacks, and so on. Aces are always high. Now we find ourselves at a full house. Now a full house would be 3 of a kind and 2 of a kind. The highest full house would be 3 aces and 2 kings. Three aces and 2 kings will always beat 3 kings and 2 aces. Now we find ourselves at a flush. Now a flush would be 5 cards of the same suit. The best flush you could possibly have, without it being a straight flush, would be an ace, a king, a queen, a jack, and a 9. Because if you had the 10 in there, it would be known as a royal flush. Now this brings us to a straight. Now straight would be 5 cards in a row not being in the same suit. So the highest straight would be an ace, a king, a queen, a jack, and a 10. It doesn't matter on what suit they are, just as long as they're in a row. The lowest would be ace, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we find ourselves at 3 of a kind. 3 of a kind would be 3 cards that are the same. The highest would be 3 aces. With 2 additional cards. Now we find ourselves at 2 pair. 2 pair would be 2 of the same card, in this case aces, and 2 of the same card, in this case jacks, with 1 additional card playing in your hand. If you're holding 2 aces and 2 kings, you have the best 2 pair possible. Now we find ourselves at 1 pair. Now the highest 1 pair combination would be 2 aces, and then 3 random cards. The lowest pair you can possibly have would be a pair of 2s. And finally, we find ourselves at high card. The highest card in the deck is the ace, followed up by the king, then the queen, jack, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and finally 2. Now remember, you can always use the ace as either a high card or a low card. So you can combine the ace with 2, 3, 4, 5 to create the wheel, or you can use the ace with a king, a queen, a jack, and a 10.